Ignore the thing I just sent you.
Oh, okay.
Ignore it.
Here's the question
forgot
that'll decide where you are, Spell. If guards were going to arrest you for a crime you did not commit, would you go with them or would you hide and avoid them?
I would rather go with them. I don't remember which spell, but it's like invisibility or making myself look like a different person. No, I would definitely not go with them. I will try to make it justice.
Okay, then from our perspective, those things didn't happen. All that happened was the vampirism part is true. The head of the orphanage where vampirism was spreading, he lost his head, but we found it. And then while we were investigating what happened, a bunch of guards showed up and attempted to arrest the party. I hid as well as you. And then we went to get the clerics who were helping us purge the town of vampirism. And we went with them to negotiate the release of our friends to the keep.
And why our friends were arrested?
Under suspicion of murder.
Murder of who? Sorry if I missed that part.
The guy whose head we found.
Head?
We found it. Yeah, it came rolling down the street toward us.
Huh.
You could say it found us.
Okay, I can choose a color.
What?
Can choose a color. Just
One,
gray.
Oh yeah, because I'm sitting. I'll change. You can have my seat. Change color.
Thanks.
There we go. There you go. Awesome. Everyone is on board. Right? We have everyone. Our common jobs now.
Yep.
Sure. Okay.
I'm not anywhere just yet, but that's okay.
And how did Ark avoid being in the dungeon while he's discussing
I can levitate.
diplomacy? Oh, okay. Did you levitate yourself?
I did, out of the window.
Did you see?
Seriously.
Oh my god, I missed so much.
It's alright, Spell. You're about to get to the really juicy part where Frederick or Zar is going to get executed. The orc is also going to be executed. I'm sure the monk will survive.
Oh, believe me, if my character is executed in the kingdom of his cousin for being arrested, I am so happy to leave.
Alright, so...
I'm so sorry.
Alright, Frederick, it's your turn. We're still in combat. So here's what you hear right now. The sound of bells ring out throughout the confines of the dungeon. You hear the loud sound of boots stamping on hard stone above you. A lot of boots. It seems that the entire castle has been woken up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, from my last turn, nothing's really changed. It is open the door.
Okay. So what you see in front of you is 3 tree ants hugging a knight each, grappling them to the ground. Ramsey is single-handedly fending off a group of 4 knights.
Who's seen this?
Frederick.
Okay. So so there's no one free to open the door. That's what you're saying.
No. Do you want to shoot another arrow? Yeah. Yes, correct.
No, instead I'll say I'll wait till someone's free to open this door. And I will roll my action. With an arrow drawn, of course.
With the arrow, okay. So the knight's turn.
I'm pretty sure all the knights around me were on the ground.
Yeah.
And one of them had their sword knocked
Alright.
away.
They're coming.
Just picture this monk like punching people in the throat, being non-lethal damage, poking the eye, non-lethal damage.
I see Jackie Chan personally. It's like it's a kung fu movie, but it's comedy.
Alright.
He's an old man. He looks exactly like how my picture is.
And he's kicking that much ass. Wow.
Yep, he's an ugly old man monk.
Alright. Alright, roll me so all the four knights around Ramsey is gonna try to stand up. Roll me another trip if you want to.
Okay, all 4 of them are gonna try.
Yeah.
All right, I currently have combat reflexes, so I can do that on each one.
Okay.
So the first one is going to be a 20 touch,
Yeah, that hits.
and the second one is going to be 29 touch,
Yep.
19 touch, and 28 touch.
What's happened? I have to just look at.
And so that's just to hit them in the trip, and now we would do an opposed.
Yeah, opposed check.
Now we
It's
do
death.
opposed grappled, basically.
Yep. Strength or dex, correct.
Correct.
Tripped. What's your second? Oh yeah, tripped. Tripped. Okay.
Okay.
So, Ramsey, as you see the 4 knights get onto their feet, you proceed to sweep them all off their feet again, and you casually brush the dust off your robes. All right, the knights are going to try attempt to make another grapple check against the Trents. 19, 7, 24.
So I only roll against the last one then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's a D20?
In the middle here.
I'll make more D20s.
Uh, 22 plus 15.
22 plus 15.
30.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're still so they're still grappled. All the knights struggle futilely against the Trents. The last knight, the only one that's currently free at this moment, tries to strike down your tree end. What's your AC? Vince?
1 sec.
I can pull this up. I think he misses.
I think it's 20.
Yeah, he misses. All right. Ramsey, it's your turn now.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna make a diplomacy check to just, this is pointless. What we're doing here is not helping the people of this city. It's not helping anyone. Let's stop this pointless violence. We can discuss things in a civilized manner. This is just going to end in unnecessary death.
Roll me
And
a
I'll roll a
diplomacy check.
diplomacy.
Oh man, wrote a whole whole speech and everything.
Oh shit, that's the wrong character. All right, that is a 20.
20?
Yep.
Nice.
No. One of the knights, prone on the ground, looks up at you, resolve clear in his eyes. He says, "Though we are defeated, though you have shattered our knees and brought us low, the spirit of the law will be carried out. We will never surrender."
Okay, well, I'm gonna yell out. We have broken no laws. We are not being held here against. We are being held here against our will for no reason other than saying we wanted to leave. We have broken no laws. I am the cousin of the Duchess Relnix. Stop this madness at once. And I will roll diplomacy.
It's not really your turn, but all right.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not your turn yet.
Can't do my
Thwomp, it's your
action.
turn.
Thwomp will look over at Victor Hightower and he'll say, Master Hightower, if I have my trees let y'all go, will you give me your word as a paladin of St. Cuthbert that you'll give us a chance to parlay with the Duchess? I'll give you
Diplomacy.
I'll give you my word as a servant of Alona that no more killing.
-8.
Czar did have a held action.
Oh, yeah. So okay, yeah. So Zara, we'll do yours. Diplomacy check. -10.
-10?
-10 and -10.
Well, that was 9. It was
Well,
19.
after all the minuses, 4.
So Thwomp, you got 4, right?
Yeah.
Your words as holds the weight of a breeze.
Why do you want to
Damn.
keep fighting? What's in it for you?
Everything, for we uphold the law. Though we cannot best you in battle, that does not mean we will surrender.
Can my trees attempt to what's it called when you like grapple them even more?
A pin.
Yeah, can my trees go for the pin?
Go for it.
So is that opposed checks or how do we do this?
Roll me grapple check. He'll make a grapple check as well. I'm almost tempted to say you're just going to succeed that grapple check.
First one's a 23.
Unless he rolls a 1.
Second one's a 23.
I thought that was
And
3 in a row.
a 29.
So you managed to pin 2 of them. You managed to pin the normal. You managed to pin. Where's the other? Sir Lucan, the Holdfast, and one of the Anointed Knights. But it seems Sir Victor, the Hightower, holds true to his name that he will not bow to your strength.
I mean, look, we don't got to kill each other. We can just talk this out.
To be fair, they haven't been trying to kill you.
And hey, the treants haven't either. We've all been fairly civil here. We can keep the civility going.
But remember Frederick? He did sink like 4 arrows in the chest of one of the knights.
I thought it was just
I
2.
mean, No one has to die in a spontaneous castle collapse. That's all I'm saying. We can all go home to our family.
Well, one of the knights had 11 health, so you must have sunk more than 2. Oh, yeah, because you did rapid shot, that's why.
Maybe. I also have those poison arrows and the composite magic bow, so.
Oh, that's Thwomp's turn.
Yeah, so I'll put you... Ramsey, Thwomp, and Frederick. Fred. Alright, Fred. What are you gonna do?
So my speech had no effect, and I have a -10 to it, right?
Hmm? Yeah, no.
And everyone is held or grappled.
Most of them, yeah.
4 of
Most
them are on the ground. They're not grappled, they're just on the ground. They're
Right.
tripped.
And it looks like Noble Knight right over here on the left is free.
Yeah,
You
one
got
of
it.
them's free.
Yeah, you basically got the cops severely outclassed.
I don't know what to do. I don't want to shoot anybody to kill them, to be honest. But at the same
I mean,
time,
you're already halfway there. You just have to sink a couple more arrows.
no, but that's not the intention. I just wanted to open the damn door. I was told that I was not being imprisoned, and then they imprisoned me, knowing who I was for no reason. So
Very hung up about the door closed thing.
yeah, that was my one condition. Like my character said very clearly, my one condition is I will not come if you lock me in a cell. There will be no handcuffs, and I am keeping my equipment. Then they lock me in a cell. So this
Alright,
is
so-
self-defense. So I am trying to say,
Sure.
I don't want to kill him. I don't know any other way to subdue people, though. Is there a way to subdue people?
You could grapple him.
I think if you can do non-lethal damage with like a lethal damage weapon, but it's a -4 penalty. That is technically in the rules. I think that's in the rules for 3.5. That might just be a Pathfinder thing. I don't know.
No, that is in the rules. I just don't know if it works with a bow.
You could shoot him in the foot.
I have a sword hilt.
Yeah, but that's still gonna like triple him. Like, if
Yeah.
this was actually happening in game, it'd probably cripple a dude.
I have a sword hilt. Can I draw that and like hit him over the head? Try to
Yeah,
smack him
you
out?
can hit people with like the flat of your blade. I would say
Right.
that's like a -4 penalty though.
Yeah, that's what they've been. The knights have been doing. Like they've been
Okay.
trying to not kill anyone.
Okay, well then I'll put away my bow for now and draw my sword, and I think that's a full action. So, or is it a
Take-
bonus action? Yeah, I have
That's
a
a
quick draw.
full actual. Oh, quick draw. Yeah, that's a bonus action.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, I will move forward. Then I can't attack, right? Or can I? I'll move to the free guy, and I'll try to hit him, non-lethal damage over the head. Try to knock him out.
Sure.
Alright, so d20.
Is that the guy you've been shooting at?
I don't know. Which one is the guy I've been shooting at?
I would say, yeah, the free guy.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll just, like, try to, knock him out, not kill him.
Okay, roll it.
And my plus hit is I think that is a 9 plus 8 is 17 to hit.
17.
Yeah.
You miss.
No.
Yeah, your sword glances off the side of his immaculate armor.
Okay.
Alright.
Would 18 hit? Because I might have forgotten to add something. I just don't know.
No.
No, I don't. It's only to bows.
So you hear all of you make me a listen check.
Upstairs, folks, too.
For
You hear this, like No, like people upstairs, you obviously hear this. You hear the sound of many boots on stone, as if people are rushing through the halls in heavy armor.
I don't think any of us hear anything down here.
Yeah, none of you hear the sound of armor knights marching down the hall. Yo. All right. Remy, Jewel, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So you hear the sound of loud bell ringing throughout the fortress keep. You are immediately woken up by this. You have just arrived after a long and stressful period of travel, and you were taking an afternoon nap to recover within the confines of your currently given apartment within the Duchess's keep.
All right, I'll go ahead and open the door and try to go find the Duchess then.
Okay.
Just try to figure out what's going on.
So usually the Duchess would be anywhere within at this hour within the receiving area for honored guests or within her own personal study. But given how the keep is currently in a state of turmoil, as you see armor knights rushing through the hallway, she could be anywhere. Where would you like to head? You would be within one of the high towers, given a place of fairly prominent.
I'll start by pointing to one of the guards and inform him immediately. I need
Yes,
to
my
speak
lord.
right now with the Duchess. Please alert me to a location. It seems you are busy. I will not force you to go with me, but I must know now.
My lord, the Duchess is currently receiving some guests within the dining halls.
All right.
If you would go down this hallway, turn left, go down the stairs, you will be within her presence. Forgive my tardiness for not being able to escort you personally.
You do your Duchess honor by showing such courtesy to me, and good fortune to you. Excuse me.
Okay, so you head off within the dining halls and the receiving hall. You'll get there in turn. So, Darth and Muriel, what are you two doing? You hear the loud noise of armor knights marching through the halls, activity as the castle has suddenly sprung into full activity with the sound of the
Okay.
bell. Yeah.
And Nelrix is a Duchess, right?
Yes, Duchess.
Okay. I inquire about it. I say, Your Grace,
Yes.
are we at war?
Of course not, but there has been a jailbreak, as my knights have so informed me.
A jailbreak?
What manner of beast would require that amount of armor?
It is simply a matter of precaution, my good sir.
I only inquire to ensure the safety of my lady.
Of course, your due diligence does you a great service. But rest assured, my men will make short work of this matter.
Can we be assured still that the monk will be brought to us safely?
Yes, of course. I I've informed one of the knights to make haste down below. Your monk friend will be taken care of.
I roll my fingers on the table.
Okay.
Just a little annoying, not quite loud enough to be super annoying.
All right. Mario, do you do anything? You are currently situated within a beautiful, resplendent dining hall and receiving room.
Am I in the same room with Duchess?
Yes, you are in the same room as the Duchess.
How would the elf have handled this? She's a sun elf, right?
Yes.
Muriel is a half elf.
Good morning, Your Highness. And I cast Charm Person, which makes one person my friend.
Can I counterspell her person?
Roll me a spot first. Oh God. I love it.
You're the greatest spell.
Let me just check what's components. Charm. I think it requires somatic components, right?
No.
Verbal and somatic. Yeah, verbal and
Yup.
somatic to cast.
Y'all are unaware that she just doesn't realize why that's a bad thing to do. Maybe you could just like above table.
All right. So when you cast Charm Person, when the charm is happening, nothing, and if it's successful, the person doesn't realize they're being charmed. But the moment that spell ends, they will know they have been charmed. Or if they resist the spell, they will know.
Yeah,
that
I
they're
realized
charmed.
at first I should have checked the duration of the spell. I just realized it's not permanent.
Also, also she's not exactly like a low hit dice creature like a orc or something. She probably has higher intelligence or wisdom.
Also, her bodyguards would see you casting the spell.
Yeah, you're
pretty
currently.
sure.
There's currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knights within the room.
Yeah, diplomacy.
Well,
is
is
option.
magic prohibited in this kingdom? Maybe.
Casting a
Probably
spell on an
prohibited to cast
unwilling.
on a person. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
if they have to make a save, that's an act. That's a aggressive act.
It's like you
Yeah.
sat down with the queen and then injected her with truth serum and asked her a question. Like,
Yeah,
you
so
don't see
yeah,
pull out a
it's like-
syringe
it's
and
kind-
stab the queen. Like, no, you can't do that.
Okay, their turn. If I succeed, we will have only 1 hour.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
All right, Dartha, make me a spot check first.
I did. I got a 10.
Yeah, no, you don't see a spell muttering under her breath and making
don't hear it.
gestures.
Shoot.
Oh, you're right next to the spell, right? Because it's verbal
I should
and
be.
somatic. Oh yeah, you hear spell quietly mumbling under her breath as if she was casting a spell. Do you want to roll a spellcraft to see what type of spell she's casting?
I think if he sees her casting any spell in the audience of the Duchess, he might be a little alarmed.
Dumb
Yeah,
guys.
that's a 28.
I was thinking I will
Yeah,
solve all your problems now. I will just charm her and ask her to release all of you. Oops.
I mean, I like the idea. I just don't know how successful you're gonna be. Yeah, you definitely know she's trying to
I'm
cast a charm.
always
person spell.
successful. Didn't you notice yet?
And I'm just using Charm Person to counter it.
Okay. How does counterspell work again?
It just
Cast-
takes
cast
a
at the same
single
level.
spell. Like if you cast the same spell at the same time, then you counter the spell.
Alright.
Wait, he's casting charm person on me?
No, he's
To
counting.
No,
counter
he's casting
my
charm
spell?
person at your charm
I'm
person,
basically undoing
like
it.
nullify.
Oh, okay.
All right, so there's currently a spell war going on between Spell and Darathan. One is muttering charm person, and on the Duchess, and Darathan's countering her spell be underneath the table.
he's going to eye her and be like, discretion.
Yeah, you successfully counter the spell.
Nice.
Successfully counter spell.
Y'all have both wasted a spell slot just in diplomacy.
You can't counterspell spell.
Yes, you can. I've had several
Alright.
fireballs counterspelled.
Wait, did he have that spell prepared?
I do think you need to have charm person prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, you either need the spell prepared or you need to have dispel magic, because then you can do like a caster level check.
Yeah, it has to be the same spell at the same level.
Me, I have improved counterspell, and I have the spell learned.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
so
you're,
you
you're,
just
you're
counterspell then.
probably easily fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Alright, you just so
I
while
gave him an angry look.
while Muriel was trying to commit less majesty, Darthan managed to successfully prevent spell from doing that. Always like it's not like less majesty, but it would be like
I mouth to her, "We're trying to get them out, not get us in."
I rolled my eyes.
To be fair, what she said to the Duchess should still
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
what were you gonna say?
happen.
Well, if she realized she was counterspelled, she might stop what she was saying. But you can still say what you wanted to say. It's still your turn, I think.
yeah. So what were you trying to say? Spell.
Well, I was trying to see if it worked first before I say that nonsense that I was going to say.
Yeah, no, it didn't work.
So I didn't say it. I said just, good morning.
Hi, how you doing?
The Duchess gives you a radiant smile, oblivious to what just happened under the table, and nods towards you. Yes, good morning.
I showed my biggest smile.
Innocent grin.
She looks at you like you're a particularly dim-witted individual. It's the afternoon, by the way.
Wow. This is when you cast
I guess
fireball.
a little bit
What?
overslept.
She just gives you an indulgent look. All right, so it's Frederick's turn now.
Okay. So I'm going to try to appeal to them one more time. Again, stop this madness at once. There is no need to be fighting. Both of us should drop our arms immediately. And I'll still roll diplomacy, see what happens.
-12.
How is it getting worse?
You just made an attack on his person.
Yeah, nah, that failed. I rolled a 3. Well,
9.
then, same attack, since it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like, let's have peace between us. Smack. Please, smack.
And I miss.
You have two
no.
attacks.
I do, actually. Yeah, you're right. I forgot that. Well, let's swing again.
Very difficult to make peace with a person that's trying to kill you.
Okay, that is a 23.
23. You hit.
Nice. Flat of my sword over the head.
Okay, roll for damage.
What do I roll again? 1d8. Where do I get a d8? This one? Yep, I think that's one.
Yeah, that was a D8. This
No,
one
this
here.
has a 10, so that's not it. Wait, where? Oh, okay. That is 8 plus nothing, I don't think. 8 plus my strength.
Plus your strength. Is it a magical sword?
Yeah, I think it's the one Thwomp gave me.
No, that's a masterwork. It's not magical.
Okay.
Okay. Then yeah, it's
Yeah.
8
It-
plus
it's-
three.
It's +1.
Does it give +1 damage or is it just +1?
No, it's
Just
plus
attack.
1 to hit.
Okay, cool. Well then, yeah, it's just 10.
Just 10?
Yeah, 10 non-lethal.
Wow, you brought him down to within an inch of his life, but he's still alive and kicking.
I want to tell him, just stop, just give up, just.
You bring your greatsword down on his shoulder, and you hear a loud and sickening crunch. The knight pukes out some blood, but he stays on his feet, resolve in his eyes. He
Stubborn
does
son
not
of a
look
bitch.
like he's going to go down easy.
That's the last thing I say to him before my turn ends. Stubborn son of a bitch. Alright.
All right, the knight looks at you. All right, the one that you struck, and he says, "Here's my hear my reply." 14, does that hit?
No. You need 18 to hit.
Nat 20.
Definite
Do
hit.
it.
Not a good one.
Lose me. Let me.
I love how I'm down 17 health and we don't have a cleric anymore. It's awesome.
25 points of non-lethal damage.
Oh, I'm gonna kill him. He's not. It's not non-lethal anymore. All right. I'm gonna die inside of here.
19. Let me do a confirm his crit. Or just roll. I'm just gonna. Yeah, crits.
I'm guessing that's why it's
Oh.
5, right?
That's shoot 3. That's 21 points of non-lethal damage.
Okay, I'm dead.
You're not dead. You're unconscious.
Yep.
How much
Yo.
overflow did you take?
And -6. That's my health right now.
So you would have been you're at -6 HP, like from your like lethal pool, but you're unconscious.
Yep.
Yeah. So the noble knight brings his sword, slashing down, cutting straight through your arm and armor. The sword glows a bright blue, passing through your body, leaving you not a scar. But you feel a sudden weakness coursing through your entire body. And then he brings his sword back, reverse grip, and jams it up into your stomach. And then pulls it out.
It doesn't sound very non-lethal to me. It sounds like he just ran him through.
I know, right?
He did, but there's no physical wound on his body.
Cool.
Yeah. Alright, grapple. Okay, make me 4 trips check again, as these knights stubbornly tries to get back.
I'm gonna let them get up.
They get up. That's one action, and then they're going to attack you.
It's a free action. Like, really? Is this going to end with all of us on the floor or all of you on the floor? That's how this has to end.
There can be only one way for you to surrender to the will of the. There can be no other way.
What if we just surrender? Do we skip all the fisticuffs?
They look to each other and say, "We will accept your surrender if you drop your weapons and release our fellows."
I look at Ramsey and I say, if we keep this up, someone's gonna die accidentally.
So wait, all the times that I was saying that, you guys ignored it. Okay.
What?
Like they'll
That we
accept
should
your
both
surrender,
back down.
but they will not surrender. No, he's not just gonna. They're not gonna let you leave. That's the thing. They're not gonna let you leave. You will walk through here over the dead bodies. That's the only way you're getting out.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'm going to, yeah. So they can make their attacks because technically it's not my turn. So if they're attacking me, they're attacking me.
Do you agree to surrender?
Well, it's not my turn to surrender.
Speaking is usually a free action, though.
Yes. Speaking is a free action. Yeah. Like, do you agree to surrender? If yes, then they will not.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll surrender. Well, no, I'm not going to surrender right now. I need to get my friend up because he went unconscious. So I will point to my friend and say I'm going to be getting him up, but we surrender. So let me do that, and that's it.
You hear her you hear Sir Victor hold fast. I'll take you at your word, monk. Hold blades, men.
Okay.
All right. All the knights stop their actions.
I will cast Purity of something or other, some monk ability. Hold on.
Is it your stigmata?
It's not my stigmata.
There's wholeness of body, but I think that only works on you.
Is that only on me? Really?
I mean, they're noble paladins. They probably got lay on hands. They're not going to let Czar die in his cousin's castle.
He's unconscious. He's not dying.
Yeah, he's unconscious. He's non-lethally unconscious. He's not going to just go down. In hell.
All right. Well, yeah, it says her own wounds. So yeah, never mind. I'll surrender. It's fine.
Your weapons will be removed from you.
Is it my go?
Yeah, Thwomp.
I'm going to look
I
at
am
my
honored.
treants. I'm
Good
going to
luck,
say,
then.
Barkus, Woody, Treebeard, let them go, boys, and they're going to drop the knights.
You have to
They drop the knight.
you have to name because that was an awesome name.
Oh, those are their names, canonically.
Yeah, but they disappear after a while.
Well, every time I summon them, that's their names.
Treebeard and what else?
Woody and Barkus.
Woody. Okay.
And then all four of us will get down on our bellies and put our hands behind our back. I don't know how they're going to handcuff an oak tree. Those are some big manacles.
I think they just disappear. To be honest,
They disappear after a time. Yeah.
Hang on, let me check the website.
Alright, so you guys have your weapons and armor removed. But currently you just don't have them anywhere. All your equipments have been taken from you.
The monk's hands and feet have been chopped off.
Monks, you are all tied.
I am a weapon. You can't de-weaponize a monk. I can headbutt you for just the same amount of damage.
And within a couple of moments, what appears to be an army of armored knights show up at the entranceway. The captain of the knights gestures to Sir Victor and Sir Luca and takes them to the side while the other knights goes to secure the captives. They appear to be speaking to each other. Roll me a listen check if you want to.
14.
Nice.
19.
Thwomp, you hear this. The gist of the conversation is that the Duchess would like to have the monk brought to her. Alright?
Okay.
Yeah. The rest of the dice goes and secure you and puts you in each in a separate cell.
Oh, the treants last for an hour.
They'll be gone soon. Oh wait, yeah. So you're Slump. You're also going with them.
Uh-oh.
But not. Everyone's going except for Frederick, the one person who can just easily make this all go away.
Did they take my pouch? Because I'm pretty sure it just looks like an empty burlap sack.
You're given prison clothing.
No, my seed pouch. Did they take that?
Yeah, they took it.
As they were taking it from me, I'm gonna say to them, "Be careful with that. That belongs to Alona herself. I'm just holding on to it for her."
Your possessions will be well taken care of. Worry not.
I'm just saying, if you want children, don't let any harm come to that sack, because the wild mother could take your erections away in a blink.
I'm sorry, I have to AFK for a second.
Okay, no worries. Alright, so you guys are moving on and going to speak with the Duchess. You will arrive there shortly. Alright. Raise all vector lines. Frederick, you're kind of gone now.
Kind of what?
So Frederick, you're by yourself in a lonesome corner of the cell with two knights as your bodyguards.
Yeah. The cousin to the Duchess. Gotcha.
She doesn't know you're there.
I hope when she
No
finds out-
one made a Darth didn't even make a mention of you.
I know. I said it several times above table, but whatever. Bang.
That was probably a good idea. There you go. Alright. So... Oopsies. So, the first one to arrive is Remy Jewel. There appears to be a terse silence. So Ramsey, You enter the great dining hall. The doors are open. You see what looks to be the Duchess, her butler Seven, as well as a group of knights surrounding her. Across from the table, you see what looks to be an elf, half-elf, a human, and a group of elven priests.
All right, I'll be offering a very friendly smile as I step into the room. Good afternoon. It seems far more lively in here than it was the last time I was in this area. Wonderful to see you again, Your Grace.
Likewise, Lord Remy, would you care to join us? I'm sorry if your rest was disturbed.
Oh, hardly. It's always interesting whenever we see new people, and it seems quite a colorful assortment today. Wonderful to meet all of you. I am Remy Jouel. I am the Viscount of the territory of the Sorel.
Oh, dear Seven, could you please bring us some refreshment? We would not do for our honored guest to be seen wanting. At once, my lady.
Most kind of you.
So the butler runs off to grab her refreshments. What do you guys do?
I'll look over to the two closest, because they seem a little different looking than the rest, and you two seem to not be used to running in these circles. May I have your names?
I'm back.
So, Ark?
I'm giving a nervous look to Jeratan and hinting that he should introduce both of us, or I will do something undesired again. Jeratan, will you rescue me from this situation? Ark, we can't hear you. I can see your icon, but I can hear your voice.
Oh, mute's a
Oh.
funny thing. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
hear you.
Yes.
I've been talking the whole goddamn time. Yeah, I look just like one of the elves. Except I'm male. I'm wearing robes.
I have long dress made of green leather with a hood. Look like
Yeah,
a
you said
half elf.
the ones who look different, but me because I'm male? Is this a sexist thing?
No, it's because there's someone with an entourage on your side, and the two of you are by yourselves without any type of escort.
I'm pretending to be part of the entourage. I've arrived as part of the entourage.
Muriel
well,
had a thought to look like a lamp again, but then she quickly changed her mind, trying to remember last time when she did it. It didn't go well.
I should be blending in very well.
Yep.
So you look at us and you ask us to introduce ourselves?
Yeah, I'll change it to where I'm asking the entire group. Because none of you seem familiar.
What is the elf's name again? The
Lady Miara Kaimai.
what's that surname?
Keymys. Kaimai. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I stand and I address. What does he look like?
Very much a human noble with short gray hair and eyes that are gray but a little bit gleaming. So there's weird colors sometimes in him. But he's dressed extremely well.
I address you, and I say, "This is my lady." God, can you write that out? That weird, weird name.
It's on the character
Yes.
if you hover over it.
Yeah, if you hover over it, it's an elven name.
Okay, this is Lady Miara. We are all servants of Coral on Larethian, and we are here to put an end to a vampiric presence in the town. Or city, depending on.
The lady just looks at you, huffs, and goes back to looking at her nails again.
And there's an orc that we have to deal with.
Her eyes light up, and she nods, seemingly pleased.
I take my seat.
Muriel also
Well-
looked at her nails. She definitely was feeling uncomfortable.
Well, that does seem like a noble task. Certainly ending vampirism. I don't much care for orcs either, but it depends on the situation, I suppose. The half-breeds are sometimes useful. What can I do to assist in this manner? It seems rather tense at the moment in here.
My push-to-talk is taking too long. Hang on. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I tell you, we are awaiting the arrival of a monk, part of a group who bears witness to the vampirism. To get to the bottom of it. What's happening in the basement, I know not.
Well, knowing the skill and number of the guards here, I'm sure we will be figuring out soon enough. They are a capable bunch.
I nod in your direction.
Alright.
The other elves don't say anything. The other
They'll-
elves, the clerics, yeah.
No, they have been silent almost the entire time.
Cool.
They seem intensely focused on protecting their charge.
Good.
So, let me see. You're a half elf, right? Half elf, right, Muriel? Oops.
Mhm.
Yeah. She doesn't like you. So while you guys are waiting for the prisoners to be brought before you, Seven arrives with refreshments, scones, butter, and various types of jam, as well as a pitcher of fruit juice. And
I
he
took
starts to
one croissant and put all kinds of jam that were offered on it.
You go first? Like, you just go ahead and just take one?
Yes, because
Okay.
Muriel, she's feeling really uncomfortable. She's never been in the palace before. She doesn't know how to behave, or what to say. So she decided just to start chewing all the time, like something. So she started to eat in front of everyone.
I'll just look over with a small smile and say, well, thank you for making me not look like a glutton. This, excuse me. And then I'll be going and grabbing one as well. Taking
Then,
a single bit of joy.
roll me a spot.
Who, me?
Yeah, because you're right next to the lady, Miara.
Looks like Ark's dice. It's all blue. Oh, it's a d20. Spot is... Hang on. It's 15 on the dice. Plus 6. 21.
Alright, you see this. So the lady Miara seems to be looking at a spell with what looks to be a frown on her face.
Hmm.
And she addresses the spell. Little girl, it seems like your make has been smudged. She takes out a handkerchief and hands it over, and seemingly about to hand it over to you.
To me or spell?
Hell,
Okay.
like you're standing
I'm
there.
saying. I said thank you and put it in my pocket.
Wait, you say thank you?
Yes, and
Do you
put it
take-
in my pocket.
So, as you go to take the handkerchief, the lady Miara immediately takes back her handkerchief and says, "Oh, my apologies. It doesn't seem you're wearing any makeup. I'm so sorry for you."
Oh, I just googled what is it. I thought it was a knife, but it was a thingy to fix makeup. I didn't know about it. Well, I am pretending that I lost my balance because I was trying to get that object and I spilled a little bit of tea on her dress.
It's
Excuse
okay.
me,
she's
ma'am.
being a bitch.
All right, so no need for a roll for this.
Can I interrupt after the tea spills?
Yes.
I say, in Elvish, my lady, please, please forgive the half-elven. They are poor, unfortunate souls with little training. And I attempt to clean it up with, I attempt to offer her a handkerchief, even though she has one in her hand. I hope I have a handkerchief.
Diplomacy. Yeah, diplomacy. Yeah, you would have something like that. Not something too out of the ordinary. If you're pretending to be a noble servant.
That's a 20 on the dice. This is diplomacy.
Yeah, diplomacy.
That is +2, so that's 22.
Well, she takes your handkerchief, but her face still appears to be quite livid at Muriel. So, Muriel, roll me a knowledge, nobility, or royalty if you have it. If you don't, if anyone has it currently around the table of what just happened.
I don't have it.
don't have it.
Alright, so Muriel, you think you've just been insulted by Lady Miara, but you're not sure quite how.
Yeah, that's why I spilled my tea on her. Because I wasn't sure.
When in doubt, spill tea on them. Yes. That's the right way.
Keep calm and spill your tea.
What would Jesus do? That's it right there.
It's like, never leave insult unpunished. Right?
So we got 2 people that I gotta try to prevent from being hanged.
The fuck, mouse?
I took another croissant from the plate.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Muriel's like almost made a major political blunder with the Duchess, and now she's made a fast pass at Lady Miara. I'm just thinking, oh god, I don't know if Darthan's going to survive this like tea party they're currently having.
Oh, I refused. I politely refused the food. And under my breath in Elvish, I say, human food, I simply have not the taste for it.
Lady Miara simply turns her nose up at the offered food.
I'll respond in Elvish, with a bit of a whimsical tone. Yes, it's not quite earthy enough for you, I suppose. Perhaps the shrubbery outside would be better for your delicate palate.
Alright.
Off the floor surpasses human food by a mile. Oh, pardon me, my lord. I didn't realize it was you who had spoke.
Alright, so the cup
All in Elvish.
the cup of water in Lady Miara's hand shatters. And you've replied with an insult, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I just said, well, was it an insult?
What did you exactly say?
I said, oh no, I forgot.
You said it surpasses it by a mile. Something surpasses the food off the ground or something.
I said yes, food off the ground, or food from the ground it surpasses human food by a mile, let's say.
very passive aggressive insult if it was one.
Hmm.
Of course. There's only one way to insult. If you want to keep your head.
It's the court type of insult. It
Yep.
it passes.
I'm just give me a moment.
Just trying to find a way to make us roll initiative, guys.
No, I'm just thinking like how would the lady respond, because right now she is like a hair's breadth from starting a war.
Some angry people.
Yeah. I like being murder hobos more.
Second, 1 second.
Oh, we can tell.
I wonder if alternate form of my imp has a duration. Because it would be quite a surprise if he will turn back into imp in the middle of the palace.
Help me, Jesus. Help me.
Hey, where's Regalia during all of this?
Regilia's with you.
Okay.
I offered some food to Annie. She was still with me. Hey girl, I know you're hungry. Try this one. I especially like this strawberry jam.
Wait, what? You say to the Lady Miara?
No, Annie.
Amy, okay.
Yeah, Annie.
Yeah, the Amy will gladly
Annie.
partake.
Annie, girl. Little
Annie.
girl.
Annie.
Annie.
She is more than happy. She is more than happy to partake, as this is some of the best food that she has ever eaten.
At least someone likes it, I say quietly and roll my eyes again, looking at Deraton.
So Lady Miara turns and looks at you, gives you a smile that is just slightly too wide, and returns back in Elvish. My, I didn't know that one such as yourself could pick up on the noble elven tongue. Might I recommend some screw books for you?
I'll return with a bit of a simple, casual smile. I'm not showing any of the visceral nature in my own expression. I'm simply attempting to hold a friendly conversation to some extent. I will simply say, "Oh, I meant no offense. It was simply an observation of the human tongue first, and a compensational one of the Elvish. I, of course, meant no offense."
Of course. The primitive nature of the younger races' food can only suit a equally primitive tongue.
I continue chewing, and through chewing, I say quietly, she sat on the. I say it in Elvish. She sat on the. She can speak this language.
Wait, what?
I will offer a simple bow of my head and say, "I shall yield to your knowledge of this, and of course, to the exports of both Mithranor, or the imports of both Mithranor, and of course all other nearby elven towns of our primitive cuisine, I can't help but note that exports are rather lacking on the elven cuisine part. It is more of a specific, very specific taste.
All right. At this point, you guys hear this because they're not being very quiet. A large group of armored knights, led by the Lady Knight Zario, entering the hall.
I will move aside to let them have more room.
Thank Coralon for little pleasures.
There was going to be a bloodbath if that continued. So as you move to the side, the Lady Knight Zario nods her head and gives you a shining smile. Good day, my lords and my ladies. She bows her head deeply to the Duchess and Lady Miara. I have brought the prisoners into this humble gathering. I'm sorry if it has ruined your afternoon tea, my lords and ladies. These were the prisoners, criminals that we captured this morning. And they were just attempting to make an escape, but luckily, due to the brave services of our knights and paladins, we managed to subdue them. Though, I apologize if that unduly disturbed your afternoon.
Of course, we stand when the Lady Knight enters the room. Well, I do. Is Ramsay with her?
Oh yeah. So you see Ramsay and Thwomp.
Okay. Your Grace, this is the monk I spoke of. A right honorable monk. Ramsay is his name.
I don't think I'm allowed to speak. So
Yeah, you can talk.
I think he's waiting on the Duchess to.
Yeah, so that's a good idea actually. One sec, I'm just rearranging the group so they're not overlapping squares.
Just
Yeah.
to set the scene a little better, Thwomp is still wearing his war paint and his teeth are still stained bright red.
We're gonna have to
course
deal
you
with this,
are.
aren't we? Yep, we're gonna
Of
have to
course
deal
you
with this.
Yeah, I don't think Ramsay's going to be the main.
Yep.
People
People are trying to get us all killed here. Oh my god. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
My good Lady Knight, this is the Duchess speaking now. I see that you brought a good monk as well as that. My god, such savagery. What a savage monk. Savage orc. Is that blood on his face? I mean, the orc. The orc. He's addressing. My, is that blood on the orc's face?
Yes, Your Grace, that is the cur who deserves the 10 lashings out in the town square. But at this moment, perhaps we should listen to what the monk has to say. He looks weary from battle.
Roll me a diplomacy check.
Jesus, I gotta keep doing this, don't I? Alright.
You're trying to alter the natural course of where this conversation was going.
I hate to interrupt, but Thwomp's war paint is bright blue. It's like Have you ever seen like the Maori?
Okay, so you bribe. My god, the savage countenance of this orc is hideous.
We established he was a cur, and he deserves 10 lashes in the town square. But I rolled a 19 on my diplomacy to get back to the monk.
I
Well, 17 plus 2.
Well, yes, if there's truly a vampire problem within my city, then that should be addressed first. We can deal with the orc later. I'm sorry, my lady Miara, but more important things are at stake. Not to impinge upon your honor, of course, but the orc will be dealt with. Now, my good monk, what do you have to say for yourself?
What do I have to say for myself?
Yes,
In regards to what?
my lady Nizario has told me that your little group murdered an orphanage orphanage caretaker. That is what you are brought before me, right? And from what I hear from this Lord Darthland, you are claiming that there are vampires in my city. A most high accusation.
Indeed. Yes, we were all accused of murder with little to no investigation on who actually murdered it. We were in the convenient place at the convenient time to be arrested. No, we did not murder Innkeeper. He was a follower of Ilmater, which I've devoted my life to. I was fully intending to help grow his orphanage and do my best to help the little ones that were there when I discovered that there was a vampire problem. We went to the Lady Miara and her clerics to help deal with the situation. And they were presently going to assist us in tracking down the knights, or the vampires, before we were arrested. As for the ruckus downstairs, I did indeed come here with the intentions to tell you what I know. I offered my surrender in the city with the assumption that I was going to be treated not like a peasant, and as you would treat a fellow noble. And whether it was, I don't know, lack of foresight, they broke that condition, and they, I don't think poison is the correct word, but they were using you would not subject a noble or a prisoner of high value to such mundane and poor methods. You treat them with a little more respect. I did
My
not take
lady.
kindly to that.
So the lady Rio interjects at this point.
Yeah, please excuse me, Lady Knight. I'm not quite finished yet, if you would. I say that in the politest tone possible, of course. Your cousin was conveniently left in the cells below, Frederick Featherfinger. I do not know if you are aware of his presence here, but he has been left below in the cells. he's been trying to get an audience with you since we arrived here, and he has not been granted as such. I've been granted an audience with you before him. So I think before we go any further, you should at least hear what he has to say as well, if you would be so kind.
Oh, truly? Is my dearest cousin here to see me?
Indeed.
Where's this
Oh,
lady then?
what wonderful news. Uh, why hasn't he been brought before me yet? Lady Dario. So Lady Dario
You're gonna have
speaks
to
up at
answer
this point.
yourself.
Yeah, I have to answer myself.
That's funny.
Funnest of the fun parts.
Hey, which one of these elves is the one that
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
hit
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm,
that hit my bird? Which one was it?
mm-mm, mm-mm. Have a scone,
I
goddammit.
am.
Have a scone and a smile. Just not that.
Was it this one?
No, it's Lady Miara right in the middle.
Oh, she was the
Actu-
one who hit it herself.
No, it was this one.
Thwomp has been staring at that one since he entered the room, and he hasn't broken eye contact once.
Yeah, well, Lady Miara is throwing daggers at you.
Oh no, Thwomp doesn't even notice her. He's focused on this one.
It's kind of scary for a bloodthirsty orc to be focused on something. That's scary.
Alright, so. Of course, my lady. I will have a prisoner escorted immediately. This one called Frederick Featherfinger. Expedite the process. Frederick, you're here. Under heavy guard.
Conscious.
Oh yeah, they healed you. They're not going to drag you unconscious to see the lady.
Okay. Sorry, was not ready prepared to be awake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they dragged you before the lady. Yes, my lady, this was the man who claimed to be of noble birth.
I'll look up at my cousin. Hello, cousin. It's been a very long time. I did not expect to be greeted by the dungeon of your castle.
Oh
I find
dear,
your
Frederick.
accommodations most unpalatable.
Yeah.
Oh dear, Frederick, I'm so sorry. Were you mistreated?
That's one way to put it. I agreed to be subject to interrogation. I tolerated being imprisoned in a cell under the pretense that we would never be locked in and that we can keep all of our possessions, yet my monk friend was mentally assaulted and I was in fact locked in and refused exit. When I tried to defend myself, I was attacked and knocked unconscious. Your lady friend here, the knight, was well aware of who I was when she interrogated me and still sent me back to the cell.
My lady, there has been some misinformation by the good Sir Frederick. When we found him and his group, it was within the scene of a murder. We had gone through our standard processes. The paladins of St. Kutheberg were with me at the time, and we apprehended the criminals, who were most likely responsible for this murder, as the body of the corpse had still not cooled yet.
Well,
The
not
most
them.
convenient culprits.
If
find
not
it funny.
them, then who?
I find it funny that we have been not only speaking of why we were at the orphanage, but seeking your audience and being denied constantly. The reason why we were at the orphanage is because we had no one else to go to investigate this claim of vampirism. When we arrived, it was seemingly too late.
Oh, truly, you saw my audience. When was this? I have received no missive.
I say just loud enough to not seem as though I'm speaking direct. I say, to investigate. Weren't we investigating the adopted daughter of the Lady Knight?
Yes, indeed. Wait, did you say you're not saying it loud enough?
I'm saying it loud enough as though I'm speaking to myself.
Right, but people
It's
can
not
hear you.
directed at anyone.
Good,
Yes.
Okay, good.
It's more like I'm questioning myself. Weren't we investigating? Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And it does seem strange that the Lady Knight here who speaks for you, my cousin, is the same one who was aware of who I was, yet kept me in the dungeons and away from you. If not for the monk here, as I have heard, I would still be in the dungeons, and you would still be unbeknownst to it.
So the Lady Knight, Zario, at this point, gets on her knees and presses her head to the ground and prostrates herself before the Duchess. My Lady Duchess, if I have unnecessarily caused you discontent with my treatment of Sir Frederick, then I apologize. For when we captured him, he looked no different than that of a common sellsword. Even though he claimed to be of noble birth, he had no trappings to prove it. No signet ring bearing his family's royal seal, no letter of introduction. Naturally, even if he was who he claimed to be, I could not in good conscience allow him to enter your presence without first verifying who he is. If, however, I had given reason for causing you distress, my lady, please punish me as you see fit. I live only to serve your will.
No, there is more to it than this. Who was outside the room? Sorry, above table.
Hmm?
Hightower. Who was the paladin outside the room when I was being interrogated?
Sir Victor Hightower.
Okay. Yes, there is more, and Sir Victor Hightower can attest to it. She claims as though she is unbeknownst to this, as to who I was, yet she admits to knowing exactly who I was when interrogating me. Conveniently, I was the only one in the room with her, but Sir Victor Hightower was outside. A man that is oath and honor bound such as himself, I am sure he will speak to the truth of what happened in that room, and the lie that was told, saying that you did not wish to see me.
I slam my fist on the table, and I push my chair out, and I stand upright. The affront to my lady by this evil orc, along with the affront by the Lady Knight to Sir Frederick, is abominable. But what is worse is this threat of vampirism. We must address it urgently.
I do not argue with the elf. That is why we were here in the first place.
I take my seat. I apologize quietly in Elvish to Lady Miara, and I tell her we will deal with this orc in due course.
Yeah, I bow before my cousin and I say that is all I had to say, my cousin, besides how great it is to see you again.
Lady Miara speaks up in Elvish now at this point and says, "It seems that we are at a war of interruptions. One more delay. But I want that orc's head on spike at the first opportunity. Understand?"
Oh,
At this point, I'm just stroking my chin because curious things have been said.
I say in Elvish to her, his head on a spike, yes. That would be a wonderful display, but would he learn anything, my lady?
This feather finger, yo. Not feather finger, little finger. I can't believe I said feather finger.
At that point, I'm going to offer just a little light quip, and in Elvish, with a bit of a small thing, say, well, he is an orc, so regardless of the decision, no, he won't.
I agree. 20
Duo,
lashes. 20 lashes is what is required. Publicly.
And then
Does,
into the common tongue I will slip, but I will wait to see if anybody says anything important.
Does Thwomp see the elves like pointing and talking about them?
Lady Miar is just not even looking in your direction. Her nose has been just like up in the air, and sometimes she glares down at you.
Thwomp will call out to them. He's gonna say, "You struck a servant of the Wild Mother."
Okay, so I'll speak up again really quickly and just say that so as my elf companion has said, well, maybe not those words. Okay, as the elf said, the reason why we are here is to deal with the threat of vampires. Any other threats to your kingdom can be dealt with. And I glare at the Lady Knight.
Does she respond to me?
Why would
When
she deign to lower herself and speak with you, or?
Oh,
At this point,
Thwomp's
I'm
gonna-
going to be chiming up just a little. Excuse me, I actually do have something rather interesting to say about this topic of the vampires, as there is a tomb that I have been searching for around here, and it may be relevant to this plague of yours, considering there is supposedly a relic that is in rather grave danger of being misappropriated.
Yes.
So the Duchess speak up. Of course. If this threat of vampirism is truly of such scale as Lord Darthan likes to imply, then we must investigate it with post haste. Lord Ram, you say that there is a tomb. Where perhaps?
I beg your pardon. I missed what you said.
He's asking Lord Rami where this tomb he speaks of.
Oh, okay.
And what has my lady Zario adopting a child any to do with any matter of this vampire issue?
Well, the orphanage. Maybe the good monk should tell.
So, when we went to the orphanage, I was caring for one of the children that's been had inflicted with many bite marks. We were able to determine that she was indeed a vampire spawn, and we were able to cure it. But the child who was biting her had been adopted, and we did some research, and we realized it was the Lady Knight Cyril Dalrath who had adopted the boy. So we wanted to let you know, both of you, that there is a potential vampire threat within the upper nobility of your kingdom.
I see. And where are these children now?
They are under the care of
My lady.
Gerald, isn't it? I think Gerald was taking over the orphanage.
No, not
I
under the
didn't-
care. Yeah, no. No, the children are missing. So after the elves cured the kids, they didn't stick around.
Peaced out.
Yeah, peace out. They weren't going to care for any children.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like after they took care of the vampirism, they just left. Like, because there was like an orphanage, and people in the orphanage would deal with it.
They didn't even escort them back to the orphanage. They just sent them on
Yeah,
their
they
way.
No, they took the kids back to the orphanage, but after that they left them. No, because like, okay, so the elves went to the orphanage to cure the vampirism, right?
Right.
And then afterwards they just left.
I thought we brought the kids to them.
No,
I might be
you brought them to the
misremembering.
kids.
Okay.
You need something?
So the kids were gone when we went back there. But they were
Yep.
supposedly cured
See you
of
later.
the vampirism
You need something?
by then already.
Yep. You don't know where the kids
See you
are right
around.
now.
So the kids are missing.
But
Oh yeah.
we do know of one that was
Best.
adopted, right? Is above table.
The one that was adopted by the lady.
Keep it real.
Yes.
Yes. And she's here to speak for it, so.
Yeah. Is your child with you? Like, not obviously right here, but is it in your care?
Good monk, I am confused by you. I have adopted no such child.
Sense motive.
Go
Yep.
for it.
Same. Can I do it too?
Let's just all roll.
Go for it. You could. They're all going for it.
She seems to be telling the truth.
Oh yeah, she's telling the truth for sure.
Yeah, you believe her.
Ha 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 ha. I'm a monk and I rolled really high.
Nice.
What'd you get? Total.
So I'm just looking at my score. 30.
I got a 32.
Wow.
Seems fine to
No. Yeah. You have no reason to doubt her.
Wow. So why did we believe that she had it? Was it records or something? Like,
Well, the caretaker told you.
I think we should talk to that caretaker once more.
Hey, his
That
head came off.
Caretaker is dead.
Oh.
Nope.
that's who we found.
Never mind. Can we,
Hey,
Can't find his body.
we just react him and talk to him once more?
Where's the body?
We just found a head rolling to us. No, didn't we find the
No,
body in the
we
orphanage?
found the body. We found the
Yeah,
body
yeah,
in
it's
the
in the
orphanage.
orphanage,
Yep.
Didn't we? Yeah, we left it with the knights to bury him.
yeah. Facts.
Yep.
I'll look to Mr.
Good
Hightower,
day to you.
who
Have a good
was
one.
supposed to bury the body.
Yes, he was interred within one of the sacred compounds of what's the god of death again?
The elf
What's the
Thwomp's been-
Greyhawk? What is the god of the dead? Like the good god of death, or in Greyhawk? I can't remember.
I don't think there is a good god of death. I think,
Death's bad.
yeah, I think like I'm pretty sure that god is evil no matter what.
Yeah,
But
I think it was like
evil is sort of like, you know, I don't know, a point of view. Like, I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think the god's actually evil. I think it's kind of like Hades. You know, Hades isn't really evil. He just
yes.
has
So he has been
bad rap.
interred within. He has been interred within the grounds of Nerul. The temple. Yeah.
the elf Thwomp's been looking at. Is she looking back at him?
She's looking down her nose at you. Sure.
Thwomp's gonna say to her, "I utter now a prophecy, though I am not a prophet. One day you'll find yourself in your darkest hour. You'll need food, succor, and companionship, but the wild mother will turn her face from you, and you will perish an ignominious death for your crimes against her children."
Shit.
So, all right. Let me get into the proper mindset of how I'm going to do this. Lady Miara is currently furious. The hand that had crushed the glass is now clenching, drawing blood, and she slams her hand onto the table and says, "My Lady Duchess, it is with the humblest of requests that I ask of you to please put this savage orc to death, lest her words insult my ears 1 second longer. She has threatened the safety of my entourage."
I've
And-
spilt no blood since I've entered your city. The Wild Mother sent me here in your hour of need.
Silence, beast! Rise to my feast. How dare you speak in the presence of polite company?
The mighty
My lady.
Alona.
My lady is insulted. I am insulted, and all here should be too. Your Grace, have this orc dragged to the streets and whipped.
Whip him, I say. I chime in.
Diplomacy.
I offer you the services
I
of the
ate him.
Wild Mother.
I'm aiding him with the chime in, so give him a +2. I don't know.
Help me, Jesus. That's only a 14 in diplomacy.
Plus two, plus
14.
16.
Yes, have this orc dragged out and whipped to death. His hide tanned, and his death.
Above table, Shannis, one of the knights made a religion check, and they know I'm telling the truth about Alona. I mean,
Yeah, but you're insulting like a noble woman.
hang on,
Yeah.
let me read this real.
You have to understand you're an orc, half orc. It starts.
All right, all right. Legend holds that Alona created these pouches. She occasionally gives the pouch to one of her favored clergy in recognition of. I mean, when Thwomp says he's here
Yeah,
at
here-
the
here-
behest of the Wild Mother, he's telling the truth.
Yes,
Like,
and
here's
when
the thing.
anybody insults a noble in this type of situation, they get hanged.
Yeah,
Even a servant of a good god,
he's
Yeah?
a lawful neutral god. Saint
Like,
Gutenberg.
a favored
God of the
clergyman.
I mean,
Let me-
you're in a bad position. Even remotely threatening anybody is.
I'm not threatening them. I'm saying the wrath of the Wild Mother is going to come down on them for harming her servants. That's what I'm saying. Thwomp is making no threat. I'm just letting them know that, hey, doom is coming your way.
Wasn't necessary to let them know that, though.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
it's the court situation because we're like in a court with nobles meeting and you're a bloodthirsty orc with like blood on your teeth and you're like telling a noble elf that wrath is going to befall her. And you were in trouble
Yeah,
before.
so
Thwomp is going to pipe up. I saved a city of humans not a week ago. I see now that it may have been unwise to save y'all.
No,
So,
this is
okay.
true. This is true. My lords and ladies, this is true. This brute of a horrific visage of an orc vagabond did save a human village. He did
No,
indeed.
a city.
A city, a whole city, by himself practically. And I think whipping is appropriate, not to death.
The god of the god Nerul and the lord of the second layer of hell conspired to destroy a city. Me and my companions stopped them. I fear now that same force is at work within your city. The Wild Mother sent us here for a purpose. Let us be her instrument in this city. Let us save this city from the undead. as we did before.
Lords and ladies, whoever the us is he's referring to, should be allowed to save this city.
Yes, and the paladins have confirmed that he is in fact a noble servant of the god Elona.
So, Sir Victor Hightower chimes in at this moment. I detect no falsehood in the savage orc. Words though his threat to our noble guests must be answered to.
Yes, yes, whippings in the square.
The Wild Mother has turned her attention to this city. Do not disappoint her.
Silence, orc. Obstinacy brings lumps ahead of the unfaithful.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Thwomp and be like, Ixnay, on the Ixnay.
My lady, shall we have this orc dragged out and whipped for all the city to see? An example of what it means to offer insult to our noble guests.
I
Do
nod
so.
approvingly.
The Duchess says, do so. I grow tired of hearing the savage speak.
I shrug at
Whip him
Thwomp.
until he can no longer stand on his feet. You get dragged out. Bump, anything? Any last words before you get dragged down, whipped to
No.
into your life?
No more last words.
Swamp will say this.
Uh-oh.
The blood you shed is the blood of Alona's favored. I hope you have much grain stored away for hard times. For one day you may not have no more heart.
The word favored was where it should stop.
As he's being dragged out of the door, I turn to Lady Miara, and I say, my lady, I don't know what this orc is saying, but would you not like a seat at his whipping? Surely his insults must be punished in your presence. And it would only be fitting to do that after we've handled this vampiric threat. Perhaps have the Duchess postpone this whipping until such time as you can change out of the dress with the tea stain and be properly positioned to witness the whipping.
Roll me a diplomacy check.
Can I stop doing this, please?
That's up to you.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No, we're
Don't
fine.
keep saying things. I have an 11 diplomacy. But I did point out the stain on her dress.
Very well. We shall. You're correct. I must make myself presentable before I go to see his whipping. Knight, give a turn of the hourglass before you speak in the whipping. I shall quickly go and get changed.
Well, Thwomp's out of this fight.
Help me, Jesus. Trying to save his life.
We are not delaying this a moment longer. I want to see the brute stripped within an inch of his life. His hide, his blood, all of it.
Yes, absolutely, my lady. This is just in the eyes of Coralon Larethian. But also ending this threat of vampirism. We cannot let it spread
The Lady Miara
for the sake of
turns and
one orc.
glares at the Lady Miara turns and glares at you. That seems to be the humans' problem. And they proceed to march out.
Okay. So the Duchess is still sitting there?
With. Alright.
So she's still there?
Swamp? Nah. She's gone. She's walking out.
Can I follow her out?
Yeah, you can follow her out.
I wanted to give her a hug. I was gonna put
Once
my arms
we're-
out.
What?
I was gonna put my arms out and give her a hug. It's been a long
The
time.
elf? Oh.
Yeah.
The elf? It's been a long time? What are you talking about?
No, the Duchess.
Not the elf, the Duchess.
My
Jesus.
cousin.
Help
No,
me.
the Duchess is not going anywhere. She's still discussing how they're going to solve.
As soon as we're clear of the humans, it's the elf, it's Lady Miara and the 4 clerics, right?
as well as the paladins and knights.
Oh, they're gonna escort her?
Of course, they're gonna whip Thwomp. Yes.
But she's gonna change her clothes.
Oh yes, she's going. Yeah, she's. Well, yeah, of course. So they're
I am buying this orc time by the seconds, okay? His head is still attached to his shoulder. I have done God's work. I don't know what else you want from me.
Escape,
so,
Swamp. Escape. You can do it.
Alright. I invite the Lady Miara to take a moment in prayer, to think on the topic at the temple.
okay.
We elves are not quick to anger as the lesser races. I remind her of that.
Okay, roll me a diplomacy.
I fucking hate diplomacy. I hate it with a passion. I do not like it at all. I didn't know I need all these points in it. That's a 6.
The problem is you're the calm head in the group.
Need more points in diplomacy, goddammit.
Alright, 6. Of course, we are not quick to anger, but I am beyond the point of anger at this point. I'm so past anger, I'm furious.
Still a moment in prayer, my lady.
A moment. Why get changed? Alright, Spell, what are you doing? Are you gonna follow Darthan? Spell?
Yeah, I am.
You're gonna follow Darthan?
Yeah, I took a few more croissants before I left.
Okay. Do you say anything within this party?
No.
Thank you, Jesus. I'm rolling lower and lower on diplomacy. Help me save a life. Any life.
Alright, you guys go back to the temple while Lady Miara is getting changed. She's probably going to take an hour. So, Thwomp's lashing will not start until Lady Miara goes there to see it. Alright,
Swamp,
you're
it's your
back.
chance to escape.
Well, this room just got a lot less ugly.
So, Thwomp's hands are manacled, correct? Like, describe the situation as they're taking me away.
So you are being escorted out to the town square where gallows are, where people are executed, hanged, beheaded, and generally speaking, all the methods of torture. You are going to be tied to a stake in the middle of the town, and you will be publicly, your hide will be stripped from you by the lashes.
So I'm being escorted through the town itself.
Yeah, so you're going to go with 2 paladins and a squad of knights.
Above table. I know this is probably normal for like medieval times, but that shit's crazy. Like the guy sent a hawk to screech really loudly.
An eagle.
Yeah, and said some not friendly things to someone. Like that's fucked up.
So are there like a lot of alleyways and like twisting, turning streets and whatnot?
Yup.
Thwomp's gonna say in Orcish, "Wild mother, when most men think of you, they think of gentle rain and butterflies. They forget that you are also the hurricane that sinks the enemy fleet and the famine that deprives the unworthy of their food. Help me remind them." And he's gonna cast Entangle.
Oh, he gone Thwomp. He gone Thwomp,
Okay,
guys.
roll. You cast. Wait, what is the components for Entangle?
Take the lashes.
I'm not there, but I'm gonna pray for you.
It's verbal, somatic, and DF.
Down to fuck. Oh, no,
Divine
yeah,
focus. Divine focus.
Verbal.
You gotta have a-
also.
You know,
I mean, Thwomp has a symbol of alone.
Yeah, but it's verbally. You're gonna be speaking it, and you're gonna. Somatic is the gesturing.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how
Yeah, you're not
loose
gonna
are
be
the
able to do this.
chains?
Not
Oh, never
very.
mind.
Yeah, your hands are basically tied behind your back. You're doing nothing somatic.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna take your lashes.
Can I just try to jump again? Just a vertical leap?
Onto where? Onto like one of the houses.
I mean, we're walking down a street. You know, are there fences nearby? Can I just try to make a jump?
Can
for
make.
it?
Yeah, try it. Roll a jump. They're all gonna get attack of opportunity though. All right. That's.
I'm just looking at my.
Five, six. Remember, you're deprived of all of your equipment.
Uh, 10.
10.
Yeah.
So as you try to jump, you're immediately beset by the knights, and they
Well-
attack you to the ground.
Well, it was worth a try.
All right, let's go back to the meeting that's currently happening. So, vampires.
So I'll put my hands out and I'll say, cousin, can I get a hug? It's been such a long time.
Yes, dear Frederick. Unchain him, please. I cannot bear to see my cousin in such a poor state.
You gotta give her the dick for my freedom. That's the exchange.
What's wrong with you?
Do it.
you gotta
Do it,
take one for the
Thwomp.
team.
Thwomp helps you. You gotta help Thwomp.
I will not incestually take one for the team. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, so I give her a hug and I whisper in her ear, but seriously, this threat is grave. And then I will, return.
Yes, my lady. If you, lady, ladies are our speech. Yes, my lady. If there is indeed such a threat of vampire as Sir Frederick claims, then I will have the noble knights of St. Cuthberg investigate it immediately. We will scour the city and leave not a stone unturned. If there is indeed such an infestation, we will have rooted it out.
Well, it is true that your paladins seem more than capable of dealing with some vampires.
Yes, indeed.
But it should be done urgently.
Very well. Lady Zariel is my right-hand woman, and I will have her head a task force to scour the city of any sign of vampire infestation and have it rooted out, if there is such a thing as you so claim. But otherwise, I cannot let you loose just yet. But I will provide you all with a room within my fortress until this situation has been sorted out and the true culprit of the murder that has been committed with our city apprehended. We cannot let you leave, as it were. But otherwise, it is very good to see you, Sir Frederick. I do so much miss you.
The feelings are mutual. The greeting could be worked on for next time. Maybe I'll dress a little differently.
Yes, I'll have my tailors get you a new clothing. Yes, yours is very travel we're on.
It's efficient. It's, it's kept me alive.
Dear 7, please. My butler 7 will see to it that you are properly attired.
Thank you, my lady.
You are escorted out, stage right.
All of us?
I see.
Yes, you are all escorted under watch by the guard to a separate room where you will be reclosed. The only one who's left at this meeting is Lord Rami. Is there anything else you want to say, Lord Rami?
Yes, I'll be looking over to the Duchess, and you had asked a rather important question before about where the ruins were, but unfortunately the divination did not mention it. It just mentioned that it is a ruin that is rather ancient, but not forgotten. So I'm assuming it is one that is typically not traversed, which would be a very good hiding place for whatever cretins these are.
Yes, well, my Lord Remy, I am always at your service. If there is any form of aid I can help you, then I will gladly offer it. Perhaps if you were to speak with one of my scribes, they might know of such a ruin.
I will, of course, take you up on that. That would be rather useful. And then I will be looking over towards the Lady Knight. My apologies for the way you were rather uncouthly assaulted over there by the verbs or the verbalisms of the suspected prisoners. I understand that people will say anything whenever they are in dire straits.
My Lord Rami, I'm thankful. I'm truly thankful for your concern. But rest assured, I will get to the bottom of this. My lady's honor is at stake, and I will not rest until it is cleared.
As you say, I'm rather curious about what they mentioned about how it was you that was the adopter. Clearly it was not. But if it was somebody who was impersonating you, that may be something of a lead.
Indeed, I shall most certainly look into that.
Well, good fortune to you. I shall be on my own task. If you run across this ruin whenever you're on your way, I would be more than pleased to come along with you. Preferably once it is cleared, but regardless, I would like to take a look.
Of course, Lord Rami. I will be sure to have my men keep an eye out for this ruin that you so wish to seek. If we find it, you will be the first to be notified.
Most kind of you. Thank you.
Alright. That's up. Lady.
Are we under the impression that we're being kept out of this fight? Like they're gonna go do their own thing and lock us up in the meanwhile?
Pretty
Lock us
much.
up,
You're
but-
basically Frederick Ramsey. You're basically under house arrest. You're not going anywhere because you are still under suspicions of being the murderers.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yup.
Alright,
Yeah.
cool, fair
So Lady Zario Drellroth will be heading a task force to find out if there is actually a vampire infestation within the city. Or not. And Thwomp is getting his whipping. Alright. Darth and...
Wait, Thwomp is getting whipped without?
No,
Lady Miara?
they're waiting. No, I'm just like, current situation for Thwomp is going to get his whippings. Rami, what are you doing?
In this case, I'll probably just spend a little while talking with the others in here before making my way over to my room.
Okay.
Then heading off to meet this scribe.
You will go to meet the sage, Elro Foresight. Okay, so these guys are off the table now. It's actually an elf. Alright, Daratham. You guys make it back to the Temple of Coraline Rathian. With Mario in tow. What do you two want to talk about? Mario, do you want to be buddy-buddy with the lady Miara? What's up? Both of
No way.
Like, what? So,
What am I
Darth,
doing?
anything? Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm encouraging Lady Miara to take an elf moment in prayer for guidance to obviously our god, Coralon the Rathian,
Okay, roll me a diplomacy check.
to encourage her to pray at a temple. Sure.
I mean, how long do you want her to pray? That's the question. She's going to pray, like, do a short prayer, not that long.
21.
21. She's going to pray for an hour.
Okay, great.
So you bought yourself 2 hours.
That's awesome.
So Thwomp is not going to be whipped for another 2 hours. Mario, what are you doing?
I ate
will-
too much and I started feeling sick. Perhaps I need to go take some fresh air.
Okay.
I'm going outside of the palace to check what's going on. Outside?
Well, nothing much, but there does seem to be a commotion going on at Main Square.
People are gathering. There's a party going on.
I feel really
Can
bad
I
for
do
her.
a spot check?
Spot.
Do I need to roll?
Nope. So you see that people are heading down to the Main Square.
Okay, I'm also heading to the main square.
You're going.
You can use
And-
that.
I put on my hood. Yeah, I put on my hood and I do gather information.
So you easily gather this information. It would appear that there is going to be a public whipping to the death of a orc in the town square. So if you actually go to the main square, you will see Womp tied to a post with a squad of knights
Oh shit.
flanking him.
Her character doesn't know why. Was she? Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, now I'm confused what I know and what I don't know. Like, my initial reaction would be trying to save him, and I would cast reduce size on him. It will reduce his size twice, it will lose the rope, and his raven would be able to lift him and take him out of this main street square.
I mean, it is an eagle. Eagles
That was
are
a-
fucking strong.
Yeah.
Wait,
Mm-hmm.
do that in
She
the
Ant-Man.
fucking.
Yes, she can. But he
Hell
has to be
yeah,
there.
I do it.
She has to
I
do
jump on Regilia's back.
Oh my god.
I ride her like I'm like Gandalf.
He's Stuart
I'm
Little.
Gandalf riding the eagle.
All right, 1 second. Let me see if
Shadow speechless.
Thank you, Spell. Do what I could not.
I saw Stuart Little.
Save him. Save him, Spell.
Spell is the best.
Excuse me.
That was such a
Saint
creative
Christopher is the god of destruction, domination, law, protection, and strength. Let me see if one of the clerics can do anything.
Can you reduce size past halfling though? Like.
I
past-
don't think so.
Like past an.
I mean, if it's half size, I mean, a turkey vulture can lift a child, and Regalia is an eagle.
Yeah, he'd go from medium to small, which is
Yeah.
halfling, and I think an eagle is a small creature.
Are you
Might be
lawful
medium.
or are you non-lawful?
I am?
No, I mean like, Thwomp, are you non-lawful? Are you non-lawful?
I'm chaotic good.
So this will work.
Does it work? Would you allow it? Is he flying away on an eagle right now?
Yeah, I'll allow it, but
Oh my god.
a 7th level. Oh no, that's a cleric spell though. Ah, that's why it should be the paladin. Oh shit! I think you do get away. I think you do get.
Thwomp doesn't have a hat, but if he did, he'd be like waving it over his head, going, "Yeehaw!"
That was awesome.
All right, so this is what happened. Spell hiding among the crowd, with a hood over her head, cast a spell, reducing the savage orc down to half his size, becoming and easily slipping from his grasp. The surrounding knights just do not even have a time to react as Thwomp jumps on his eagle, and the eagle takes you flying on the air and escaping with you. The entire crowd goes into an uproar. You hear
Did-
shouts of
Could
stop.
someone... Sorry, go ahead.
You hear screams of stop, capture him from the knights. But it's already too late. Thwomp, you're gone.
That is the most epic thing that's happened in this campaign so far.
That was pretty much genius.
That was awesome spell. Like, wow. She just
Thwomp is gonna drop his pants and moon the crowd with his tiny butt cheeks.
Why not? Why not?
he earned it.
At this point, like, you can't show your face in public anymore, Thwomp.
Oh no, I'm done with
So-
this town.
You guys don't know what happened, and so I was afraid that someone was like that people will start looking for a sorcerer, so I cast invisibility and quickly returned to the palace, and I pretended I was just like busy in the restroom. I say, oh, perhaps now I have more space for another croissant.
What are you, a ninja? This should be in a book somewhere. Like, that was some movie shit. That was like hooded figure, you know. What? Can we
So
get
no,
instant
you
replay?
guys don't know what's happening, right? But you can see some loud voices outside of the palace. And
Yeah, so this
Dertan,
is
are you
within
still
the town
praying together with your lady Miara?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're in deep prayer.
Well, I'm praying and, vocalizing some of it.
Yeah, so the Lady Miara is invoking the more wrathful image of Corlan the Rathian about how he gouged out the eye of the god Grumash, of how he will like to repeat of that event.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I keep talking about the more passive side, the protective side of Corlan the Rathian. Protector of the Seldarine, that side of him.
Alright.
Leader of the Seldarine, protector of the elves and their lands. The patient
Hey,
one,
Evan.
the wise one. He who is noble and powerful. He who does not seek vengeance, against those already brought low.
Is that all there?
No, I'm making this shit up as I go along.
I'm almost certain that's like not part of it, but roll me a plus diplomacy +2.
Oh my god.
Diplomacy? Does it count if I believe it?
No, because you have made a.
20.
Alright, so yeah, you managed to convince her somewhat, mellowing her wrathful countenance a little. She is more likely to listen to you.
This is gonna go south the minute she finds out. He flew away on an eagle.
Yeah, she'll just settle for, beating half to death, and then, now it's gonna be nope.
But can you
I
just imagine?
can't.
Nope. Now he's gotta die.
Can you just imagine for a
I
second?
can't fix any of this.
Can you imagine for a second, like the crowd though? Like they see this half orc tied to a plank, and then they see him turn into a halfling half orc, jump on an eagle and fly away and moon everybody. What?
As you do.
Thwomp is not a very thorough wiper either, so it was a pretty gross display of the butt cheeks.
That's too much for me to know.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, too much information.
Sounds about right.
Alright. So Ramsey and Frederick, you're basically under house arrest. You're not going anywhere until Lady.
I don't even know how
Yeah.
to prove it wasn't us.
Sorry.
Like, what?
Until Lady Zyro gets back from her investigations. Lord Rami, what are you doing?
I'm speaking with a scribe.
Okay, so you do find what looks to be a very elderly elf called Sage Elro Forsyth, who appears to be the caretaker of the library and librarian.
Well, good evening to you, sir. I heard you were the scribe, or the one who would be the one that would be best suited to assisting me in finding something rather ancient.
Ancient? There's a lot of things that are ancient. Perhaps I
Yes.
can help you.
I'm looking for one that is not completely forgotten just yet, a ruin. Right here.
Many rules. What specific one are you looking for? Do you perchance mean the one that the city was built on top of? Or perhaps the one that the city now encompasses? The one that the turned Elven Temple is built?
I suspect it is the latter. It is said to have housed something rather powerful. Not that I care to have it, but something that should not end up in the wrong hands. That is the one that I'm curious about.
Alright, let me actually pull this up again. All right. So the sage Elro quickly pulls out a book from one of the many he has laying within the giant library. He flips to in the middle of the book, where an image of a giant sun and a massive figure is painted on. And he says, yes. So, there was a legend long ago. A forgotten kingdom, an elven empire that existed centuries before, that spanned the entire continent. It was said in these legends that there was a mortal and beautiful queen that ruled this elven empire, and it was said that she held the power of the phoenix itself, unkillable and able to incinerate entire armies with but a wave of her hand. And her Regula, the phoenix, Regalia of the Phoenix it was called, yeah? Now, how does that relate to this current city? There
Well-
are...
I actually think I know a bit about that, actually. The Regalia of the Phoenix is 4 different pieces, is it not?
Yes, 4 pieces. Very much so.
They are... Well, that's the thing. There is a rumor, or at least an insight that suggests that one of those pieces is here.
Well,
and that
there's
it is
many
not...
rumors.
The problem is, this rumor is too apparent, so it is not as well protected as it should be. That is why I have come along, simply to consider, or to find it a better place where it can no longer be found with the others.
The sage Elro just sighed. It's good to be young. So hopelessly naive. Look, kid, I've chased such rumors all my life. And if there was ever such a thing, it had probably long been taken by some wizard and left forgotten in their vaults. It is very unlikely that such a thing would ever remain within this mortal city.
I understand your skepticism, and truth be told, I partially agree. But the divinations and visions remain the same. It suggests that it is here and that it is in danger. That is why I would not be doing my part to assist if I did not at least take a look.
Well, this place was originally once part of the Elven Empire, long ago. I believe the former keep was built right on top of where the current Elven Temple to Corlon Baratheon was. Perhaps if you go there, you may find the remains of that keep. But highly unlikely. It's been centuries. It has probably been buried. You know, the marble, the blocks of stone, they've probably been repurposed into the temple itself. Go if you wish, but you'll probably not find anything.
I do suspect you are correct. But it is worth a look anyway. My thanks to you. Good scribe.
Now hurry along, hurry along.
And with that, I'll be moving along. I'm going to be heading off towards the temple.
Okay, you're gone. What are you two doing under house arrest? Ramsey, Frederick?
Can we play catch? Is there a ball? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I ask for some artesian? Actually, this makes no sense. Never mind. I'm just gonna make some arrows, but screw that. Yep, we're just gonna like,
Just-
chill.
yeah, or just wait. Yeah.
You might be waiting for a while then.
I mean, what are we gonna do? Break out and cause another scene? No, I'm good.
You could go with the way of the swamp.
We don't have magical minimize powers or an eagle, so
that's also
Just as
against
bad,
what
yeah.
my character would do. Yeah.
and I'm the cousin of the. Yeah, no, I can't do that.
Alright. So, Mario, what are you doing?
So where am I? I'm still.
You're
Am I
within the
at the
crowd.
same? No, I returned back.
Yeah.
To the palace. I'm in the same room with Dartan and where is she? No, she's not here.
Yeah, so Darthan looks to be deeply in prayer. Religiously,
And I'm
he's
not at the palace, I'm at the temple.
temple. Yeah. Darthan appears.
Well, I continue eating different jams and I'm pretending nothing happened. I didn't go anywhere. Well, I just got a little bit fresh air and returned.
All right. So, Darthan, you hear this? The loud munching sound of Mario eating food within this silent temple as you and Lady Mario, as well as the cleric, are in deep prayer. Lady Mario appears to be more and more tipped by the moment.
Sounds about right. This all just sounds about right. I open one eye to see who's making the sound, and
Mario.
I gesture over to her to stop.
I'm making a gesture to, I'm like offering croissant to, I ignore his stop and offering him croissant. Damn, she's obsessed with croissants tonight.
Help
Can't
me,
blame
Jesus.
her.
We're all going to elf hell.
She's also atheist, so she doesn't actually respect religions. She doesn't disrespect it, but it's just something funny to her. Like she's just looking at Dartan and she eats like croissant if she would be eating popcorn.
So you're
Uh,
entering like the sacred temple of Corlan Rathian. And
Yeah.
in the sacred place where people are praying.
It's
you're
no,
eating.
because you got to understand how religion works in D&D. Everyone knows that gods are real. Like they know it. It's not.
Like I respect things. Like,
Yeah. You only fuck with gods who are enemies of your god. Because you hope your god will keep you safe. Like God Smite in this game. They
Are you saying that I can't believe
You-
that gods don't exist?
You can't believe they don't exist. You don't have to worship one,
yeah,
but they exist.
you know they exist. It's not just belief. Like there's like you know they do.
Yeah.
How?
It's like situations where
Because
Show
they
me
show
one.
up.
I will. I never saw
if a-
one.
if an orc stepped foot into the temple of Corlan Rathian, that orc has like a nanosecond left to live.
Yeah.
Or you can worship two gods who are at war with each other and just try to like find the knife's edge balance like Thwomp did.
A lot more prayer goes into that than it seems. Just
Well, yeah, considering you'd probably just get smited by one the moment that you worshipped one and then tried to worship the other.
I made it work for a couple of episodes.
A couple episodes, you weren't worthy of entering the notice of your gods, and then once you become powerful enough to enter into the notice of like both Grom and Ilona, that was when issues started popping up.
I should have held out to see what Grumpsh's counter offer would have been. I could have got a +5 spear for all I know.
you would have probably lost an eye if you were still worshiping Grumsh at this point.
Lose an eye, gain a +5 spear. That's a fair trade if you ask me.
Okay. I'm with you. But yeah, you know you can be smoked. Like clerics, when they heal you, it's not magic the way you think of magic. It's they draw power from their god to heal you.
I mean, aren't you like a daughter of Nerul or something? So your father is like a god.
No, I am not a daughter. he took me when I was a child, and he was doing some I was his prisoner for 5 or 7 years. He was doing terrible experiments on kids. But I hate him. He is not my father. Like it's my biggest enemy.
So I mean, then you know the gods are real because you were a prisoner of a god.
Well, I know some assholes with powers are real, but I don't see them as gods.
We call them gods. That's what we call them.
Okay.
Okay,
Nope.
well, in that case, one of those assholes with extremes amounts of power and like near omnipotence
Hey there.
is the one that these people are worshipping, and if you joke about it, that might not end well for you in their temple.
Well, I'm not joking. I'm just peacefully eating my croissant with strawberry jam.
Yeah, place.
I
of-
was
of-
waiting for Daraton, and I think it's like his 1 hour prayer is
travels.
already 1 hour is past. I mean, I
It's
had
very
time to go outside.
a place of worship.
I'm praying for you now. That's what I'm praying for right now. Right now.
Well,
Okay.
As I'm heading out, I'm probably
Muriel.
going to hear a lot of the rumors whenever I'm on the way about how the orc escaped.
Yeah, you're definitely going to hear it, and you at this point you're probably at the temple now.
All right, I will wait at the doorway, and I see that they're praying, so I will simply hold my hands behind my back and wait for the prayer to finish.
Yeah,
That is not something I plan on interrupting.
took a hint from Daraton and I walked outside together with Remy.
Okay, so one of the elven clerics
Wait,
comes out.
hold on. Time. Raimi's with us?
No, Remy's waiting outside of the temple right now. You've been in prayer for a while, an hour.
Oh,
at least.
okay. Cool.
So one of the elven clerics comes out to talk to you. You're a human.
Yes.
An elven cleric comes out. He's, hello, human. What might you be doing in front of our temple?
Yes. Good evening, priestess. I am here because I am in search of something, but more importantly, I do bear some news that I do believe is relevant to the Lady Miara, I believe her name was.
You wish to speak with Our Lady?
I do not.
Very well.
It would be fine if I do, but I wish to spread the news first. The orc that is meant to be whipped is missing. He managed to escape and has flown off.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed. I may have disagreements with a few things on the Elves, of course, but we do share the desire to make this justice done.
Oh dear, no, I fear that will set my lady off on warpath. I thank you, human. I will go speak with my lady after her prayers are done. I fear she will not take it well.
I suspect not. It did seem she was rather enthused about this idea. Once all of this is done, I will have a request about certain happenings in the temple if you would be interested, but if you would be willing. Though that certainly comes second to this development.
Alright, so hour passes. Let me just draw out the temple, it's pretty big. Alright, so you can imagine that's the inside of the temple, and you guys are all the way outside. Alright, hour finishes. So, Darthan, you and the ladies' hour of prayer finishes. And you get ready to head off to the execution.
I'll be whispering in her ear the whole way. Not whispering in her ear literally, but commenting on the fact that you can't remember anything when you're dead. It's really important that we help him see his error of his ways. Things like that.
All
Just
right.
little snippets, nuggets of wisdom. I will take a 10 on my diplomacy. God damn it.
All right. You see what looks to be a very nervous cleric looking at Lady Miara, waiting at the entrance of the temple. He walks up to you, walks up to the Lady Miara and then looks at you, and then back to her lady. He says, "My lady, I bring terrible, terrible news. The orc has escaped. You..." Lady Miara's eyes go wide, goes bloodshot, and you feel like you've just been assaulted by a banshee's screech
hmm
as she lets out her rage. I will have that orc's head on pike before this is done.
Anybody else picture Regina George? Is it just me?
Who?
Yeah, kinda.
Like the mean girl. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think my mouse just died. It's awesome.
Sorry.
I want every cleric within this temple out and about. I want this orc found. Right this instant. I don't care what has to be done.
I bow and I say, "Yes, my lady. I will try to find him as quickly as possible, as expeditiously as possible. He cannot escape his punishment." As I make for the door.
All right, you're gone.
Yep. I see these guys outside.
Oh yeah, you see these guys outside. The
Yep.
temple blows up in a storm of activity as clerics come out of the woodworks.
How did Thwomp get away? I asked Muriel. Oh wait, is she with Remy?
Yup, they're all
Oh.
outside the temple.
Then I don't. I ask her what happened.
Just
What happened to
calm
Thwomp?
down. Breathe with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Now tell me, did you want him to escape, or you secretly wished for him to be punished?
I was trying to keep his head off a spike. Spikes are really sharp. Heads are not. They don't go together. This was not going to work out in his favor.
Oh, I'm
And he
sure
was doing a lot of death talk.
he will be fine.
He
It's
did
fun.
seem rather eager to die.
And then I remember something important. And I
Yeah,
say,
I'm
we must hurry,
Not
and I take
part
off
of your.
towards the keep. Like, not wasting another second. Like I'm bolting towards the keep.
Okay.
I
you are
followed.
bolting towards. Yeah. Rami?
I'm going to actually go up closer towards the temple. I'm curious about that, so I'll be doubling back soon. But I do need to have a word with
Okay. Thwomp, what are you doing?
Thwomp's gonna land in the forest outside the city walls. He's gonna put his
Yeah.
hand on his chest tattoo, and he's gonna say, "Wild mother, keep me safe in your house." And he's gonna look for a stick that will double as a club.
Okay. Yeah, you
Got-
find it.
I'm gonna give Regalia a hug, say "Good work, girl," and you describe the city as being kind of run down and like beleaguered.
Yeah. I
Okay,
guess
I'm gonna-
all are hard times.
I'm gonna study the city walls for about a minute. Find out where the sewage is coming up, where it's like leaking out into like the river, you know, like where the
Yep.
all the waste is coming out.
Sure.
Then I'm gonna say under my breath, I'm gonna say, "Wild Mother, make me like shadows in the shade." I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on myself, and I'm gonna head to the shit tunnel.
Okay. All right, you do that.
You do
Alright,
know that you're normal size now, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah,
duration is 1 minute per level.
Yeah, I figured that.
Okay, so you landed before your size came back to normal.
What level are you?
7, so it's 7 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. Rami, you're at the entrance of the temple. And the elven cleric is there to greet you.
My apologies for the bad news I had to deliver.
No, thank you, Sir Rami. It was better if I had delivered the news rather than having her find out.
Oh, I felt the same way. I assume she is still not in much of a state for discussion, but it is something that I would prefer to get out of the way immediately. And perhaps it is something that would be useful for...
I fear it
Better
is not
here.
of the best time to speak to my lady. She is held within her own rage. She lashes out at any of the cleric that goes near her. I fear for your health for you to speak to her at this moment.
Off with his head!
Very well. Simply
Yeah,
let her know that I will seek an audience with her at some other time, and perhaps we could coordinate efforts on catching this orc.
Of course.
I too wish to see the justice done in this case. If you'll excuse
Of
me,
course.
and good luck to you. I do know that this is rather difficult for you as well, the current situation.
Yeah, so you hear this coming from out of the temple. Where is that foul orc? Come on, priests. You have one job. Divine his current location. And I won't have your heads removed.
Okay, just
Yeah,
not getting better.
Good luck to you on that part. Regardless, perhaps relay this suggestion if it will be causing a little bit less stress on your head. I do think that the orc was telling the truth when he said he was going to be hunting this vampire menace, so perhaps following trails on that will lead to his capture.
Haha. I like this Remy guy.
I will pass on this information, my lady. I'm sure, given enough time, my young lady will calm down and allow the tranquility of our Lord pass through her. But she is currently impassioned and held within her own rage.
Perhaps, perhaps not. I personally do not mind those who indulge in a bit of the rage every once in a while. It can be healthy to get that all out, but I do understand that it can be